What's up, y'all? So today I got a fun video coming. I've got a couple rod reviews from Old18. If you don't know about Old18, they are a custom rod maker out of Texas, and they've really embraced the BFS fishing style and have made several different rods that really target the BFS fishermen. So I'm super excited to review these rods, tell you what I think about them. I've been using them for a while now, specifically the Kinetic series. So I've got a good feel of what I like about them, what I don't like about them. I learned about these rods from two YouTubers, RX Angler and MDLR Fishing. Now, both of them have been using Old18 rods for a really long time, but they're inshore fishermen. They're catching redfish, speckled trout, flounder primarily, where I'm here in Arkansas and I'm a bass fisherman. And I figured that the actions and the rod's length and everything about them would translate really well from redfish to bass. So I decided to give them a try, and I'm excited to share with you my thoughts on them. So a couple things. I want to, first talk about the looks of the rod. Then I want to talk about the feel and the performance of the rod, and then finally the value of the rod. So let's start with the Old18 Kinetic series. So the Old18 Kinetic, this is their budget series rod. You can see it's still a really good looking rod. Hopefully that's focusing. But you've got some really cool colors here. I like the gray with the red accents. Nice looking rod. This particular one is a 7-foot light action, and I've got a couple thoughts on this. So, performance of the rod. When I look at this rod, when I pick it up, it does not initially have the feel of a BFS rod. You're going to pick this up and say, this doesn't feel like a small finesse type rod, right? It's going to feel just like your regular bass rods. It's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit heavier. The grip here feels beefy to me. Not too beefy. It feels like a regular, bass fishing rod, but it doesn't have that slim BFS feel that you might be used to if you've had other BFS rods. If you haven't had BFS rods, you're going to pick it up and think, okay, this really doesn't feel much different than what I'm already using. The difference comes when you actually hook a fish, right? The action on this rod is awesome. It's a light action rod, so it's a ton of fun to fight fish on. It's got plenty of backbone to it. You've got no problem catching, large bass, 8, 10 pounders, whatever you got. Keep in mind that those guys down there are catching big redfish that are, pull quite a bit harder than bass in a lot of instances. So plenty of power to fight whatever bass you're going to be catching with a nice light action tip. So I really like that part. Now, again, it does feel a little bit heavy. It does feel a little bit thick in the handle, but it's comfortable. I think you will like it. Now, let's talk about value, because this is where it's interesting. So this rod is a $120 rod. In my opinion, that's about fair. I don't think you're getting like some great value with this rod, with one exception in mind. If you look at companies here in America, there's not a ton of BFS rods. Now, it's growing pretty quickly, but most of the BFS gear you're going to find is pretty expensive. So in that regard, maybe $120 does bring value just because it is BFS, and BFS tends to be inflated pricing. But as far as just comparing it to other $120 bass rods that I have, I would say it's right in there. It's fine. It's priced okay. But when you go down to find it on sale, which I did for $100, then I feel like you're getting a little bit better value. It's only 20 bucks, but I feel like this is a solid $100 rod, and I feel good about it. But here's where things get exciting, or interesting to me at least, is Old18 has been running this BOGO sale for a while now. So it's ongoing, and it seems like it's going to last a while. I don't know how long, but as of now, it's been up for a couple of months, and it's buy one, get one half off. So in that regard, you could get pretty much your two main BFS rods in a light action and in an ultra light action for $180. Now that is a hell of a deal. So even though this may not be the top, you know, dog in the BFS world, to get two nice rods from an American company for $180, I think that's a hell of a deal. And I think that's pretty exciting because there's really nothing else like that in the BFS world. So it was definitely needed in the BFS world, and Old18 delivered on that, and I'm glad they did. I think that's pretty cool that they have a budget offering. Now, all right, so now let's talk about the Buoyancy series. Again, we're going to look at the looks of the rod, the performance of the rod, and then the value of the rod. So first of all, looks, and this thing is a stunner. I hope that it's coming through good on this video. It might not be, but it's got this royal blue with gold accents, which are the colors of the U.S. Navy, because that's what the owners were in. That's the branch of military they were in. Then it goes down to this pretty thin carbon fiber grip. It's a nice split grip, nice butt section down here. The rod's a little bit thinner than the Kinetic and a hell of a lot lighter. This feels like a BFS rod, and it feels like a good BFS rod. So as far as looks go, I've got to give this a 10 out of 10. I'm super impressed with the looks of it. The fit, the finish, everything on it's first class. Just amazing job. They knocked it out of the park in that department. When it comes to performance, again, I'm right there with the highest marks. It's super lightweight. It's very sensitive. It's got incredible action on it. It's going to throw all your favorite BFS lures, but it still has enough backbone to, you know, fight the big fish. Sorry, a frog just jumped in that pond right there and it scared the hell out of me. It still has enough backbone to fight the biggest fish. You know, just nothing I can really knock this rod for. Now let's talk about value. So on the Kinetic series, I really didn't find much value in that rod except for on the BOGO sales, and then I found it was an extremely great value. But you got to take advantage of those sales to really see it. On this rod's $250, and I think it's an incredible value for a couple of reasons. One, it is every bit as good as any other $250 rod you're going to find, but I think it outperforms that price point. On top of that, it is a custom rod by a U.S. rod maker, which, as you know, typically adds to the price. If they charge $350 for the Buoyancy, I would be totally fine with that. I think it's worth every penny of $350 rods. So in my review, every penny of $250, excuse me. So in my reviews, a lot of times you're going to find me saying that the value is in those mid-tier rods, sometimes the lower end, usually not on the upper end. I don't find a lot of value there a lot. This is the exception to that rule. The Buoyancy is an amazing value. I cannot recommend it enough. Super, super happy to have this rod. I will be buying another one. I've got it paired with a Shimano Aldebaran BFS reel, and I will be getting another BFS Aldebaran, and I will be getting another Buoyancy. That's how good I think these are. Anyway, hope this review helped you. Hope you like it, and I'll talk to you soon. Paddle on.